Hello there. Welcome to Blitz Transmissions. This is the Blitzcast number 48. I'm Tommy, and before we get into the content of this podcast episode, as always, you can check out the laundry list of links in the description below. If you're not subscribed on my YouTube channel, you should do that because I've got awesome Star Wars content coming out all the time. If you're an ARC Trooper in my Patreon, you would have seen this podcast episode early. If you'd like access to early content, monthly giveaways, and other awesome benefits, the link to my Patreon is in that description. You can join that for just $4.99 a month to become an ARC Trooper. If you like the YouTube channel side of things, that's what you want to support more directly, or if you just are here for my reviews mostly, you could also check out my YouTube channel membership, Rancor Battalion. For just 99 cents a month, you get access to all the reviews early, as opposed to all the content like you get with the Patreon. You get exclusive badges and priority replies in my comment section, and you get to vote on what I review next for the channel, just like the Patreon members do. If you'd like some Blitz Transmissions swag, you could head over to the Blitz Transmissions Armory over on Printify. There's that link in the description below, as well as links to my Instagram, my Blitz Bounties Instagram, my X page, my TikTok, and you can always email me at blitztransmissions@gmail.com. I also have a Discord server. Keep forgetting to mention the Discord server. But, guys, I think first and foremost, I have to say happy anniversary to Blitz Transmissions. It is the 1-year anniversary of the creation of this channel on YouTube. A lot has happened in the last year. I kind of want to talk about a lot of the highlights of the last year and kind of do a Blitz Transmissions 1 year in review. But before we get into that, obviously we have some news to get into. As far as channel updates, I'm going to start incorporating that into these podcast episodes, kind of talking about what I've been doing for the channel in the last week. We did have my review come out for, if you can see it, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see the new San Diego Comic-Con Black Series Anakin and Obi-Wan set. This thing is awesome. My review is out for that right now, as well as a couple other reviews that I put out this past week. Definitely check those out. It's been a lot of fun to record reviews a little bit more consistently as of late, as I've been able to kind of work that into my schedule a little better. This Anakin and Obi-Wan set is amazing. I can't get over just how amazing this thing is. I am really excited. I have so much more stuff to review. You can expect a Blitz Bounties live stream coming up soon, as I've got almost all of my latest pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store in. This weekend, I will be going on a figure hunt with my brother Logan, aka Cheesy Napkin 33. So you could expect a vlog in the next week as well, and just more reviews, things like that. So I guess the only other thing to talk about is just before we hit the 1 year, we hit 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. One more time for the people in the back. 2,000 subscribers on friggin' YouTube. That is amazing to achieve from nothing in just a year's time. I'm going to get more into that. I did want to talk about the one piece of news that I'm really excited about this year, or I guess this past week, I should say. Star Wars announced that, I think we all kind of saw this coming, but it's cool to get the official announcement. Episode 4, A New Hope, is coming to theaters in 2027 for the big 50th anniversary of the movie and of the Star Wars franchise. I'm so excited that this movie is coming back to theaters. This will be my first time getting to experience this movie in theaters, and considering I'm wearing a New Hope shirt right now, and considering that is my all-time favorite Star Wars movie, I'm really excited and looking forward to seeing that. It's a couple years away, but still better to have an early announcement than a late announcement. So I'm stoked. I can't wait to see this movie on the big screen, experience it with my dad, my brother, with Jen, with all my loved ones. It's going to be so much fun. So if you have a theater that's participating near you in the next couple years, definitely go see the movie that changed the world forever. And without that movie, there wouldn't be a Blitz Transmissions. So put that into perspective for you. All the things that we love to complain about with Star Wars wouldn't exist if it weren't for the one that started it all. Now, other than that, all I have to talk about this time on the podcast, and you'll notice I'm by myself again. That is because I was thinking it was the most appropriate for me to be by myself if I'm talking about, how proud I am of this channel over the last year. Blitz Transmissions, 1 year in review. Here we go. So I will get into the fact that we got 2,000 subscribers in under a year. That is crazy. To get that many subscribers in under 365 days is wild. That 100% comes from the community. You guys have lit this channel on fire. This channel's energy is electric. I'm constantly weaving a web of connections with other channels, with meeting new people that are in the industry, have been in the industry as far as toys go. I've met actors, voice actors, things like that. It's been so much fun to just network and just interact with people and just kind of do my own thing, and you guys are so supportive of it, and I really appreciate you guys, the Blitz Brigade, for being the Blitz Brigade, being such an awesome, very positive, inspiring community. 2,000 subscribers in a year is nothing to scoff at. That is a huge achievement, especially for something as niche as a Star Wars YouTube channel is. I don't do like DIY, I don't do like mukbangs, or maybe I should. I do like food a lot, but yeah, I mean, my channel in the grand scheme of things is not a huge interest to a lot of people. So the fact that it's gotten this many subscribers in this short of a time is great. So I kind of want to take a look back at this year and talk about some of the stuff we've done as a community, some of my highlights of this year, and some of the I guess not implications, but some of the effects of what Blitz Transmissions has done over the last year. So let's take it back to the beginning. So I started this channel a year ago. Before I was Blitz Transmissions, I was part of another YouTube channel that I started with a couple people back in 2021. And I ended up leaving that channel, and I know I've mentioned that maybe once or twice on the channel in the past year, but I was on it with a different channel. I left, I started Blitz Transmissions, and right out the gate, I knew that I wanted this to be like a Star Wars channel. I definitely need to start dipping my toes back into general Star Wars stuff. Granted, there's not a whole lot to talk about, but I think that I need to start dipping my toes back into that. I still need to do like an Andor review. I still need to do, because I did like series reviews for I think I did one for the Acolyte and for Skeleton Crew. I still need to do one for Andor Season 2 and Tales of the Underworld. I think I might have done one for Tales of the Underworld. No, I think I did a video for the announcement of Tales of the Underworld when the trailer dropped, because I was so excited for it. But this channel obviously has become really focused on collecting Star Wars, and I'm really happy that it's evolved past, because obviously if you look behind me here, I mean, I've made plenty of videos on it. Hasbro's The Black Series line is easily my bread and butter. It's easily my favorite thing to collect. It's definitely the line that I'm closest to being a completionist on out of all of the lines that I collect. And I go way hard in the paint. I know tons of stuff about the history of the line, about the future of the line. I'm constantly trying to get information that has to do with the Black Series. And I cover it so closely on this channel. But I wanted this channel to be something more. I wanted to have more of a reach beyond just the current Star Wars action figure line. I wanted to cover old Star Wars toys and learn more about the history of Star Wars toys. And with that have come opportunities. So I think I really want to talk about, one of my biggest highlights on this channel was interviewing Daryl DePriest, who was the vice president of global brand management for Hasbro. He was actually influential in all of the Star Wars toy lines and products between 2005 and 2015. His first thing that he did was Revenge of the Sith, and the last thing that he did was Force Awakens. And then he moved on to bigger and better things in the company. I got to interview him because I met him at ICC-Con, which that's another huge opportunity that I want to talk about as well. But that was really one of the early big successes of Blitz Transmissions, was that interview with Daryl DePriest. I love that interview, and I've heard from so many people that collect just Black Series or, just Star Wars toy collectors in general, that, this should be considered homework if you're going to, try to be knowledgeable about this hobby. And that is such a compliment. To hear that. I got along with Daryl great. Daryl, I consider him a friend now. We talk pretty candidly, pretty regularly now. So that's pretty awesome. And again, he was a guy that I met through ICCCon, which I'm gonna, start rolling into that. But the interview with Daryl was awesome, and it really opened my eyes to how I wanted to cover Star Wars toys. I can feel the passion when I talk to somebody like Daryl, who was so integral to Star Wars toys and the hobby and what it means to collect and the psychology behind it, and so much more to it than just buying up all these toys and getting the chases and getting the rare ones and paying extra money and paying way too much money to get all these action figures and put them on a shelf and pretend that they're not toys. It really opened my eyes and changed my perspective about how I wanted to cover things on this channel. And because of that, I went on a different trajectory. I started to really broaden my horizons beyond just like Black Series, Micro Galaxy Squadron, and the occasional hot toy. It became much more than that for me. And it's become an integral part of this channel. I'd honestly say that it's like the core of this channel. Beyond like, the Blitzcast and other things that I do with Blitz Transmissions, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's insane. So I have to give a shout out to Daryl DePriest. That was amazing to get to interview him, and to consider him like a friend now through this community is amazing. I talk to him, like I said, pretty regularly, and that's amazing. That's a crazy thing to say. Like, that's awesome to say. But the only reason I even met him was because of ICCCon, which is put on by Michael Havens. And that convention, I'm sure you've heard me talk about it if you're even a semi-regular watcher on this channel. That's a convention that goes on once a year in Nashville, Tennessee. I believe right now it's in technically Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And that convention is stellar. It's a Star Wars toy convention. Obviously, a big focus on Kenner. And that was actually through that convention I got to learn a lot about Kenner Star Wars from people that have been collecting for 50 years. And that is honestly the best community to learn this hobby from, is the people who have been in the game, the people that have skin in the game. It's such an amazing convention, and I have to give a huge shout out to Michael Havens, the guy who runs the convention. I've had the chance to interview him on the channel as well. That's been like such an amazing opportunity. And I actually got to have an exclusive guest reveal with that being Rena Owen, the voice of Taun We in episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and the Bad Batch, one of the Kaminoans. So that was really exciting. And then to get press, myself and Jen got press badges for ICCCon for 2025. That was such a big deal, because at that point my channel had only been around for like a little over 6 months, 6 or 8 months, and for me to have that kind of a big honor that early on into my YouTube career, that means a lot. I really appreciate that Michael Havens looks out for the little guy, and he sees passion more than he sees numbers, and that I think goes a long way, and that tells me what kind of a person Michael is, and I really, really respect him for that, because a lot of conventions, they just, whoever has the biggest numbers gets the press badges, but Michael Havens doesn't work that way, and it's amazing. I think it's great. It gives people like me, the little guys, the opportunity to do something big for our channels, and I think you get a lot more passion when it comes to the little guys. The people who really are passionate about what they do, they don't just do it for the numbers, they do it because they really enjoy what they're doing. And I think he has a good grasp on feeling that passion from other fans and from other creators. So that is great. That was an awesome opportunity, again, pretty early on for Blitz Transmissions, getting to cover the convention, which I was going to do anyway, but, getting to do it in that way was really special. I have to make it known, Blitz Transmissions would not be what it is today at all if it were not for the support system and the friends that I've made along the way. So I have to go through, like, when you get an Academy Award, you have to go through your list of, thank yous and everything. I have to give special thanks to so many people here. One being the guys over at Sarlacc Digest and Shadow Nose Network. Most notably, Darth Moocher, Scott Solo, and Alexander Storm. Those guys, really helped me out. I've gone through a lot this past year, socially, and, a lot of struggles this year, just with interpersonal relationships and stuff. And those guys have always been there to kind of talk to and be there, help me through things. I have to give a huge shout out to them. So make sure you go subscribe to Sarlacc Digest and Shadow Nose Network. Those guys are amazing, great mentors in this space, in this community. They are stand-up class act guys. They have great sense of professionalism and a great sense of loyalty, and that's what you value most in a friendship, at least I do, is loyalty. And that is, I feel that from them 110%. Definitely great role models in this community. I also have to give a shout out to other friends of mine that have stuck with me since, way back when I started YouTube. 212 Hunter, Skywalker Hendrix, Commander Cook, Fig Fury. Those are my day ones. Evan, stuck in Carbonite. You guys are my day ones. I really appreciate you guys for supporting me. And, again, through difficult times, you guys have always been there for me. I really appreciate people like new friends I made, like Shelf Life. Go subscribe to Shelf Life. My boy Justin, he's awesome. Definitely got to give a shout out to Wilbon from Monday Night Figure Ball, because right when I started Blitz Transmissions, I had several appearances on Monday Night Figure Ball, and that really boosted my passion, really helped me to get out of kind of a rut that I was in at the time. And Wilbon is the man that makes it happen over there, so I have to give a special shout out to him. Other friends that I have to give a shout out to, just various other YouTube channels that I've collabed with over the last year, new friends that I've made. This is a constantly growing web, this thing that we call this community, and it's been cool to kind of weave a web of connections. And I think Blitz Transmissions, at least in my opinion, has done a really good job of bringing people in, giving a sense of togetherness, because that's ultimately what I've always wanted for my YouTube channel, and I think that I've done a pretty good job of achieving that, and I want to continue that going forward. Giving people the spotlight, bringing people in, exposing my audience to people that I really enjoy, and just spreading the love, because that's what it is. This hobby can get so bogged down in negativity and just nitpicking and things like that, and I really, really enjoy when we're just having fun. Not to say that you can't nitpick, but I really, really enjoy everything about this hobby. It's a lot of fun. And the content creation side of things is even more fun when you're just enjoying what you're making and you're doing it with other people that enjoy it as much as you do. It's really special. So if I've collabed with you, if we've done stuff together on my channel, then you get a shout out, because I appreciate all my people out there. I have to talk about, man, that Blitz Transmissions has grown so quick, and obviously it came from just constantly coming up with new ideas for content, and constantly coming up with just new styles to do things, new ways to do things. I am all over the place when it comes to this channel, constantly posting day and night. I love it though. It's so much fun. This is my passion. From different things, like when I started, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do short form content. But then I kind of over time, kind of saw the importance of short form content. And that has really helped my channel to grow, is especially the Today's Toy series. I have gained so many subscribers just from doing, a daily highlight of a toy that I pick out from my room, or sometimes I'll be on the phone with somebody like my dad or my brother or Hunter, for example, and I'll be like, hey, what toy should I give me an idea for a Today's Toy, and I'll do a bunch of poses with it, or showcase it. And it's been a lot of fun. It really helps me to appreciate stuff in my collection, especially stuff that I haven't messed with in a while. It's a lot of fun. But but also just different, I guess, like story arcs that I've gone through with this channel. A big thing with this channel that was huge, so awesome to do, was the March Madness Order 66 edition Black Series character bracket. That was such a fun fan vote to do. That was actually suggested to me by Hero Collections on Instagram, and that was super cool to, way back in March, that was suggested to me in a live stream chat, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a Clone Trooper only Black Series character draft, for what Clone Trooper we think should get made in the Black Series next. I was a little bit, not apprehensive, I was a little bit nervous, I guess is a good word, to do that, because I was smaller at the time. I think at the time I only had like 500 or 600 subscribers, and I was like, does my channel really have enough reach to, to really get a response on something like this? But early on, I mean, I got hundreds of, because I had like I think it might have been 2 or 3 days long. I had like an application phase where you could like suggest what clone troopers should be on the bracket. And I literally just went by popular vote, and I had 610 submissions for that. And I remember making like all like the little infographics for it, and I had so much fun doing that. Putting the bracket itself together was a lot of fun, and I don't know, man. It was just like so much fun to do a community poll. That's something I've always wanted to do in this community. Is I've always wanted to just be involved, and be involved in the sense of being a creator and making content. But getting to do it for like a fan vote was so much fun, and having everybody vote. I think I averaged like 250 or 300. It's probably like 200. Good Lord. 200 to 250 votes per poll for the clone bracket. It was so much fun. It was such a whirlwind, and I can't wait for next March to do it again. That was so much fun. Just little things like that, like, well, not little things. That was a huge thing for the channel, but things like that, I really like felt that sense of community and like togetherness, and it was just so much fun just to everybody was coming up with all these obscure clone troopers from the Clone Wars or comic books, or even like toys that never showed up on screen, just a toy of a clone trooper. It was a lot of fun to put that vote together, and ultimately the Galactic Marine from episode 3 Revenge of the Sith is what came out on top. I won't lie, that one shocked me. I was surprised that one won the whole bracket. It was definitely, I think, the most popular vote in the submission like application phase of like what clones people thought should be on the bracket. So I guess I shouldn't have been surprised that it won, but I don't know. I thought for sure like the 41st Elite Corps from Revenge of the Sith would have won, but here we are. The Galactic Marine won, and so like next year when I do that, I will not have the Galactic Marine be on the bracket because that character already won. So I don't see a reason to like have him on again if he already won. Doing just different things with my channel. I think it's been really fun to like do different series and have a little like mini series for everything. I don't have to have like a set schedule on. Like, yes, I have my weekly Blitzcast, which is so much fun because I get to be a little bit more personal on that and talk about like my opinions on things a lot more. Whereas like a lot of other stuff that I do on the channel, it's just a lot of like me like reporting information and like, giving you like, an analysis on something, which I love to do, but just being opinionated sometimes is just fun. And on a relaxed setting like a podcast like this where I can just be candid, it's a lot of fun. A little bit more like a little bit less scripted. But I have like different series, like my Blitz Bounties live series when I get like a haul, or like my what's another good one here? I got the hiccups, excuse me. Another good one is like the Bounty Hunting with Blitz, which again, you'll see another one of those with me and Logan pretty soon here. Just like a few times a year, just like me going to a bunch of stores and going action figure hunting. Different like movements that you get to be a part of. Like right now, it's like the Back the Lat campaign for the current HasLab gunship campaign. That one's a lot of fun too. And I think it just keeps coming back to that like sense of community and that sense of togetherness when it comes to Blitz Transmissions, and I'm really proud of that when it comes to this channel. I'm proud that this channel gets to be that sense of togetherness. What I'm doing right now is I'm just going through like my past videos and stuff. Even like newer things like my Blitz Barracks series. I have to give a shout out to the Toy Chest show over on Sarlacc Digest. That's a lot of fun. My HasLab pitches. Just little topical videos like ranty videos. Just so much fun. I even got the Blitz helmet tattooed on my leg this year. So that was crazy. You can check out the ICCCon 2025 vlog. I hit 1,000 subscribers this year as well as 2,000. And that was really fun to do my 1,000 subscriber giveaway and give away 2 godforsaken hot toys. One for my Patreon and one for a general audience. That was like amazing to get to do something like that. And one of my winners lives in South Africa. Shout out to my guy that lives in South Africa. And when I addressed the package, I put the name as Lord, whatever their screen name was. And the dude actually contacted me recently and said, hey, I just have to let you know I had to like explain to the postal worker that I wasn't a cultist and that it was a Star Wars thing. I had to explain to him what a Sith Lord was, because when I send out packages, I always address it as like, for example, I'll use my boy 212 Hunter. So like I'll do like Lord Hunter as the name on the package, just because I think it's silly and it's just something I like to do. But yeah, I'm like going back through all my videos that I've done before, and man, it's just been like so much fun just to like look back at all the videos that I've made this year and all the things that have come out, and man, it's so like, how does it feel? Like, I guess surreal is a good way to put it. It's like just so exciting to see how much content has come out on this channel in honestly such a short span of time. The Blitzmas party live stream was a lot of fun too. But I think honestly the biggest thing with this channel is the growth. I think you're doing something right with this YouTube thing or whatever it is when you see the growth and you see the comments, and my favorite thing about doing this is the interaction. Whether you're just a community member and you don't make content yourself, or you are a content creator and I get to talk to you candidly, or like we get to collab. I think that the togetherness, I've mentioned it a few times now, the togetherness of the community and the positivity that brings is my favorite part about this. I think ICCCon was one of the most exciting times for me in the time that I've been, Blitz Transmissions, because like I would be just walking down a hallway and someone would go, hey, Blitz Transmissions, you're Tommy. I'm like, what the hell? And we get to just talk about Star Wars toys or about life or just whatever, wherever the conversation goes. And I think that's like my favorite part about this is like just that instant connection. You feel like you know somebody because you guys love the same thing. And I think it does a really good job of bringing people together. And that's why I think that Star Wars is a very positive thing. I know it's like, I'm obsessed with Star Wars. Like, I'm a super fan. I'm way more into Star Wars than most people are. Even most Star Wars fans are. But you have that sense of like, we get each other. We understand each other. And you don't have to like act a certain way or be guarded with other people that love the thing that you love. And it's fun, it's refreshing, and I think it's a great escape from real life, especially getting to like just share that common interest with somebody and get to know somebody. I might have mentioned this before on the channel. There are people that are in my wedding that I met through this hobby that I've become like lifelong unbreakable friends with. Some of them I'm on a free trial with. You can ask 212 Hunter. He tells me I'm on a free friendship trial and that when the trial expires, I owe him a hot toy to renew it. So I guess you could talk to Hunter about that, but but it's just a lot of fun to like just be a part of a community and have friends that you can just be a dork with and just have fun with and just be so candid with. a very special thing, and I think for especially like something so nerdy like a fantasy sci-fi thing like Star Wars and collecting toys, it makes it even more special. It really does. And when I think about all the opportunities that I've been given because of Blitz Transmissions and because of you guys, because of the reach that some of my videos and live streams get because of you guys watching and supporting and sharing them, that means the world to me. I mean, nobody just gets 2,000 subscribers in a year. Like, obviously, a lot of it comes from hard work. And I guess if I had to give a theme to this last year, it is the Marine Corps motto of improvise, adapt, and overcome. And there's been definitely some bumps in the road in the last year. There's been a lot of unexpected struggles that I've had to face one way or another. You could definitely reference last week's episode of the Blitzcast if you kind of want to get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Like, just bumps in the road, learning how to adapt. I think adaptability would be like my word, like my one word theme for this first year of Blitz Transmissions, is just knowing how to pivot and knowing how to adapt and knowing when to put a video out, knowing when a topic is hot and when it's time to really dig in and put in that hard work. Because this channel is where it is because of you guys, but you guys wouldn't be here if I didn't hustle the way that I did with this channel in this last year. This is the biggest I've ever been on any YouTube channel I've been a part of. 2,000 subscribers is nuts. I mean, and even, I think it's like 2012 right now and counting, as of today, recording this. And this channel is something that I really want to just keep growing with you guys. And it is so important to me that this community feels so electric. I have so much stuff planned for the near future and the distant future. And I'm so excited to just continue to bring content to you guys and just share this enjoyment of this hobby that is this lifestyle, maybe, that is Star Wars. It's just so much fun. It's just so much fun. You guys make it fun. But yeah, I really am kind of beside myself that how poetic that 2,000 subscribers was achieved before the 1 year anniversary of Blitz Transmissions. That is absolutely absurd. Again, I have to give huge thanks to so many people. I have to give a huge shout out to Jen, my lovely fiance, for supporting me and in the beginning, against her will, sitting with me for Blitzcast episodes, and then just, sitting and watching every Star Wars movie and show in timeline order. So she could have a grasp on the universe. She did all that. I love her so much, and there's been a lot of times where I've bounced ideas off of her, and she's kind of helped me like course correct, and she always ends up being right. Surprise, surprise. And it really has helped my channel in the last year. She's been so great in that way, and I really can't thank her enough. She's been my rock for a lot of difficult times this last year, and she listens to me babble way too much for way too long about Star Wars. So I'm glad that she puts up with me, and that's why we're getting married. I have to give a special thank you to my dad. If it weren't for my dad, I wouldn't be into Star Wars. So thank you to my dad for being just as obsessive, if not probably more than I am when it comes to Star Wars. My dad has memorized the script of all 3 of the original trilogy movies. So you could turn the sound off and he'd be able to recite every line from the original 3. And I have been, stung by that bug. And the collecting as well, my dad was a Star Wars collector from the mid 90s, so before I was born, onward, and he bit me with that bug as well, and now you see all of this. And actually big chunks of my collection are from my dad's collection that he passed down to me, like my Phantom Menace stuff from 1999 and my Power of the Force 2 stuff from 95, 96. That stuff is all my dad's, and him passing that to me is like a passing of the torch. And if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be making Star Wars content. I just wouldn't. And getting to do podcast episodes with him and getting to share like the costuming side of things with him is so surreal. It's so special. So I love you, Dad. Thank you for making me a Star Wars fan. And giving me all the opportunities that I've had, because I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be having all these amazing opportunities, and more that will continue to come, if it weren't for you. And you are the reason that I love Star Wars, and I seriously can't thank you enough. So thank you, Dad. You're awesome. Best dad ever, obviously, and first. And then I have to give a special thank you to my brother Logan. Logan, it's been awesome to kind of, introduce him to the world of Star Wars, throughout his young years. And I'm watching him get older, and, he's going to start high school, and he's making me feel old. I know he calls me Unc all the time anyway, but like, just feeling that vibe from him of like, seeing him get older and kind of change and have more opinions. I'm like, shut up, dude. You're not supposed to have opinions. Like, I have that like older brother mentality towards him. It's super cool to see him grow and develop in this like community, in this fandom. And I'm really excited to see where he goes in his adult years. Will he follow in the footsteps of me and my father or not? So, thank you to Logan for always being fun. And I'm excited to record our next vlog together. And again, I keep saying it over and over, but I really am beside myself. Thank you to everybody who, has, put me on and collabed and shouted me out and, posted stuff that I've made. And, I can't thank you guys enough for that. Same with the community. I really appreciate all of you guys, and you guys, the Blitz Brigade. You make me want to do this every day. Every time I wake up and I see those comments, I get so excited, and just makes me want to make more. Maybe I'm always brewing something. This Star Wars community is just so special. There's no, in my opinion, there is no fandom like the Star Wars fandom. As much as there is negativity everywhere in the Star Wars fandom, I think when you really get into like these smaller pockets like this, you really feel the passion. And everyone has a different outlook on Star Wars. Everyone has a different favorite character. Everyone has a different favorite movie or show or story arc or character arc, and it's fun to discuss and debate those kinds of things. And the same can be said about the action figures too. That is such an integral part of Star Wars, and it's an essential part of Star Wars. And it's cool to be a part of that. To be a part of that story that's getting told. That means everything to me. This world that we get to play in, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And the different facets of it, like photography or customization or, wish listing or, just everything about this hobby is just so much fun. And you guys make it fun. You guys make it special. If I had to say, one more thing about the Blitz Transmissions, 1 year in review, it's that you can continue to expect a lot of the same going forward, a lot of what we've been doing, but I will continue to bring new things to the table and, try to listen to community feedback as best as possible. If you guys, there's stuff you want to see from the channel, let me know. Shoot me an email, comment, whatever. I'm always down to talk. I try to give everybody the time of day. If you guys shoot me a DM, I might take a day or two to reply sometimes because if you know me, I'm a very busy person. But I always try to make time for people because I know what it's like to, not have time made for me, because I think that is the aspect where, like, I've mentioned a few times now on the channel that, like, if you're an influencer or a content creator, like, I've said it, like, you have, like, responsibilities. Like, you don't just get to, in my opinion, you shouldn't just willy-nilly, say whatever you want. I think you should think about what you say before you say it, because there are people who really, take what you have to say seriously. But at the same time, like, that doesn't make me better than you. I just waste my time making videos, that's all, the only difference. So I don't, in my opinion, like, if you message me, like, it's not that I owe you a response. Like, I just want to talk to other people in this community. Like, I'm not just going to ignore people. And I like that sense of togetherness. So you can expect to see lots of cool stuff coming in the future. Stuff that I'm not going to talk about. Other things that you'll just have to, wait around and see. But there's a lot in store for Blitz Transmissions, and I hope that this channel gets to have a good sense of longevity in the future. We're on a great trajectory right now. I seriously can't believe that I'm over 2,000 subscribers already. Are you kidding me? Can I match that? Can I get to 4,000 or 5,000 in the next year? Probably not, but we'll see what happens. I'm just kind of along for the ride in that way. But yeah, this is a shorter podcast. I'm gonna be honest. It's just been so much fun to go through just all the exciting things I got to do this year, all the exciting times I got to spend with a lot of awesome people, lots of collabs, and you can expect more of that in the future. So I gotta say, this was year 1 is great. Let's make year 2 even better for Blitz Transmissions. Happy anniversary to Blitz Transmissions. Thank you to the Blitz Brigade. We're now a year old. Let's go for one more at least, right? So with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this brief but exciting podcast episode. Again, if you have suggestions of stuff you want to see on the channel, let me know. Comment, DM me, email, whatever you guys want to do. You can send me a Morse code message. I probably won't get it, but you still could. Yeah, lots coming. I have a Back the Lat marathon live stream coming, like a 6-hour Back the Lat marathon live stream. That would be cool, right? But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Blitzcast. I'll catch you for the next one, and may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick your targets. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them.